going to be doing a step-by-step makeup routine that is beginner friendly. I'm also going to be sharing some tips and tricks I wish I knew when I first started out doing makeup. And also in the midst of that, I kind of also just want to do a get to know me, since I have some new faces on here since I first posted my video. When I first posted, I had 1 subscriber, and that subscriber was my husband, and now I have 66 of you. So welcome to my channel. I am so excited to continue to build a community here on YouTube. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what other videos you want to see from me or what products you think I should try next. And with all that said, let's get started on the actual makeup look. Because this is beginner friendly, I'm going to be telling you guys actually like what I'm doing and the intention behind it. And I'm also just gonna keep it pretty simple and nothing too crazy. I start off with a really good hydrated clean face, and then I would say a really great primer. My tried and true is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. You can see in all my videos I use this. It's just the only one that like keeps my makeup on all day and doesn't move. It's super tacky. It is a dupe for the Milk Hydrating Grip Primer, but this one is just a lot more affordable, and I've been using it for almost, I want to say like a year or 2 now. So make sure you put the primer all over your face, and I always just like lift my face as I put it up there, or you can just like wash out your face before you put the makeup on. Next step is eyebrows. I do not like to fill in my eyebrows. I feel like, especially for beginners, sometimes you never know when too much is too much, or if you're like overlining. So I would say keep it simple and kind of just use a really clear brow gel or a tinted brow gel. I'm just going to comb my brows up, and I am using the CoverGirl Clear Fresh Brow. And I just like that more laminated look, so I will continue to comb my eyebrows all the way up, and then just right back down, and I'll repeat the same step back to the other eyebrow. Alright, while I do this, I want to share some facts about me so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. Obviously, my name is Madison. I am from Brooklyn, New York, and I've lived in New York my whole entire life. I am also a Sagittarius, so if you are a Sagittarius, comment down below, or if you're not, just comment your sign. I love astrology and getting to know other people's signs. I also have been married for about 5 years now. I met my husband at a retail store that we both worked at, and we've been together ever since. And we also have a little calico cat named Blue, who I will show a little bit more as my videos continue going on. Alright, so now that the brows are all set and they are combed up, I'm going to go in with my Haus Labs concealer in the color 013 Light Neutral. I would just say for a really good base, have just a really great concealer or a skin tint that is really buildable. That way you know how much you're putting on and know if too much is too much. With all that said, I'm gonna get started on my concealer. For me, I like to just start right here with a little line. I have like the corners of my eyes are have more like veins, I want to say. So I like to just cover that up, and then I go in with a little triangle, like upward. For me, I like to have my face a little bit more lifted, so you'll see that I'll start drawing lines underneath my eyes, like right here, just to lift my face up when I'm blending it, and I'll repeat the same step to the other eye. All right. And for me, I like to just go in and cover any acne marks that I may have. So I'll just start lightly placing the concealer there. And I always like to do a little line here, just so when I apply my contour, it's a little bit more snatched. I've been wearing makeup since I was about a freshman in high school. I used to do the worst makeup in the world. Like literally, my face never matched my neck. I would like not know how to properly blend. It just took kind of years of practice of figuring out what works for me and my face. Also, I'm just gonna draw a little line over here. Since we're not using foundation, you never want to have marks of like makeup and then no makeup, especially near your brows. So just make sure you're like putting some concealer there. And then of course, right underneath your nose. I usually get pretty red under there, so I like to do a little bit of that. And you see with the concealer, you have a little bit more control over where you're placing it. You know kind of what areas need concealing. And you don't have to overdo it. Like you see there's some areas where I don't have makeup and that's totally fine. All right, now that I have the concealer placed on my face everywhere that I want it, I suggest using a little brush. I use a Sephora Pro Shadow brush. This is actually for eyeshadow. I like to use a brush to blend out my concealer. I feel like it gives it a little bit more of a natural finish. Where you place your concealer or you want a little bit more coverage. As you can see, my concealer is like a perfect match. So with your concealer being a bit more buildable, I'm just gonna add a little bit more to some acne marks that I want a little bit more coverage on. Yeah, I am 24. I turned 24 on December 18th. If me and you share a birthday, comment down below. Sagittarius are literally the best sign in the world. I also really love Scorpios and Aquariuses. My husband is a Scorpio and a lot of my good friends are Aquariuses. So I've just found that I really like those two signs. Right now I work in retail. I've done retail pretty much my whole life. I love fashion. I love being around clothes. I really do enjoy people. All right, so now that majority of my face is blended, I told you guys I really like to let the concealer sit underneath. So just try to do the same method. I also leave my nose concealer sitting for a while because we're gonna contour that. But for underneath my nose, I'm just gonna take the Beauty Blender and blend that all. All right, and now for my favorite part is contour. I am going to go in with the Rare Beauty contour stick in the color Happy Soul. With my contour, I like to be super intentional with where I'm placing it. So for me, I like more of a lifted look. I'm just gonna draw a line up here. I would say one thing I wish I knew when I first started contouring is I would put it right here. So literally right down here, and it would kind of drag my face down. And in photos, you can kind of see my face would look very just like a shadow going down. Just place it right here. And of course, you can't forget about the forehead. So I'll just do 3 lines up there. And make sure when you're blending it, you bring it up to your hairline so you don't have that weird gap. And for nose contour, I just bring a little line up and 2 lines. You'll notice that I didn't put makeup on my actual nose. I have freckles like on the top of my nose, so I kind of just like to let that shine. And then for my eyes, I'm going to go in with the contour and place it right just underneath my brow bone. I really find that it just like lifts your face and it kind of, every time you blend, like it all looks like one color. And then I'm going to do 3 dots underneath my chin. Just for my jawline contour. And with that, that is all we are going to do. So now that we have that placed everywhere, I'm going to go in with a contour blending brush. I'm gonna blend upward with my cheeks. So just like that, following that exact line that we drew. And you can already blend out your eyes and your forehead. And we're gonna do the same to the other side. I've honestly always wanted to start a YouTube channel. I've always had a passion for makeup and skincare and fashion and all that stuff. And I grew up watching YouTube and I would make little fake YouTube videos on my own. I just feel like it took a while for me to gain the confidence. I feel like anytime you put yourself out there, it can be like super nerve-wracking because you never know how you're gonna be perceived or whatnot. But I just think like I have fun with it and I enjoy makeup and teaching others. And I don't know, trying out new looks and also getting to know people. But yeah, as you can see, when I'm blending out my contour, I'm bringing it up to my hairline, especially when you're doing a like pulled back sleek look. You always just want to have it up there because you can see your scalp like in the natural color of your forehead, and then like the bronzer and it just looks like really awkward. Also, one thing I do is I prefer more of like a pouty lip. So I take my contour and I put it underneath here and right there. And it just leaves like a nice shadow and it gives really like that nice pouty look when you do your lip liner. So I'm just gonna blend out under my jawline. I like more of like a snatched jawline. I want to accentuate that shit. I'm going to do a video where I go into Sephora and show you guys like my favorite makeup products. Or also maybe just take some suggestions from you guys or like what products you guys like so I can try them out, or doing like a full face of my subscribers' favorite makeup. I think that'll be a really cute video. My face is starting to look a lot more snatched and lifted. Sometimes I'll do like this face, like just to see how it's looking. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to blend out the concealer first. So literally just where you place the concealer, go back in with that brush and blend it out. Just like that. Following the line, going upward and bringing it down to the sides of your nose. So like it's all one color and there's no like gaps. So now that that is all blended, we're gonna go back in with our buffing contour brush and blend out that little line underneath my nose and above. You'll see I'm doing more of a circular motion. I feel like it just gives nice, like that more like button nose effect. And with my nose contour, I'll kind of just like dab it into my skin. Alright, so now that that is blended, we're gonna blend out the contour above and underneath our lips and kind of... Alright, now that that is all blended, it is finally time to blend out our under eyes. You're gonna go in with a beauty blender. I prefer a dry beauty blender. I know to some people that is a crime. It is just my preferred way of doing it. And I will start off with blending my inner corner of my eye. And you'll see now that you let it kind of just like marinate into your skin, it just blends so much easier and it gives more of that full coverage look. With the concealer, bring it upward. So start following that triangle shape, but continuously to bring it upward. You already see like there's a little line forming here. It just gives your face that nice like lifted look. And we're gonna do the same to the other eye. I feel like when I first started out doing makeup, I wanted to do like the most complicated things instead of just like trying out like natural, simple makeup. I was like in my room with the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, if you know, you know. And I used to try to do a cut crease and I was like, I'm 15 years old. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm not going to school like this. So just start out super simple. That's why I'm like, I feel like this video can help out a lot of girlies. So our cream base is pretty much almost done. We're now going to go in with a cream blush. I am using the color Candy Apple. This is their new like reddish color. I'll just take it on my finger and I'm gonna put it just right above where I added that contour. And don't be afraid of playing with colors or a product being super pigmented. Remember, you are in control of how much you are putting, and because you're using your fingers, it's going to blend out a lot better. I feel like you're gonna see I'm literally just putting the blush exactly where I had that contour, so it gives more of that like ombre effect. I like more of that like sunburned look, so I'll take a little bit like that. I feel like it just gives a little cute like sunburn look, and I like blush on my nose. My tried and true is the Charlotte Tilbury. Take your powder puff and put it into your powder. And what I like to do is I will remove any excess powder and I'm going to press it into my under eye and go upward. So still following those same motions from earlier. Make sure you're putting it into the creases of your nose because I have pretty oily skin, so I like to make sure that that is covered. And then just kind of lightly tap some powder underneath your contour. You see, with the pressed powder, it just gives a lot more of a natural airbrushed finish. So now that all of our cream products are set and we have our pressed powder on, we're gonna move on to the powder products. And I'm gonna start off with bronzer. I love the Patrick Ta bronzer in the shade She's Bronzed. It also comes with a cream bronzer up on top, but I just use the powder. As you can see, I'm about to hit pan on this. So we're gonna start with our bronzer, just tapping it into the product, just light tapping motion, and tap it on the top to release any excess. Just place it exactly where you placed your contour. So right here, just right near the apples of your cheeks. And you can do little tapping motions. Like tap it into your skin. Don't just like place it anywhere. Like tap it into your skin and follow the same areas that you contoured. So just above that forehead, also bringing it to your hairline. So everything looks like one. Now for my favorite step is nose contour. You're gonna wanna have a nice slim brush like this. This one I believe is from Urban Decay. I got this years ago. And now I'm gonna take some more bronzer and draw a line going upward. Just like that. And you're gonna wanna bring it right underneath your brow bone and continue to blend. It just gives your face that more like lifted look. So you can see like here, a post little line here. Always blend it out underneath your brows. You don't want that like weird harsh line. And we're just gonna continue doing that same motion. Now for blush, like I said, I love blush, so I use 2 different kinds of blush. I'm also going to use that same brush that I use for my bronzer. I'm gonna use it for my blush. Like I said, I like that ombre look. I like everything to look like one. So I'm gonna start off with the YSL blush. And this one is super pigmented. Mine is broken, but she's super pigmented. Tap it, and I'm gonna rub the excess product onto my hand. And I'm just gonna lightly sweep it where I originally put my cream blush. Just a light sweep. Follow it on your nose, underneath your chin. If you do not like a lot of blush, you can leave it there. But I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. palette. And I'm just gonna use these 2 colors right here. It also has a little bit of shimmer, which I like because I am gonna go in with highlight. Again, tap it. A little bit of product off and add it to the apples of your cheeks, going upward. All right, next for eyes, I like to keep my eyes super simple, but I still like to give it a little bit of color. So I'm going to go in with the Kylie Cosmetics palette, and I'm gonna use a fluffy eyeshadow brush from Eco Tools, and I'm just gonna dip into that, and I'm just gonna go eye, drag it, and then just start blending it. So you're gonna start right here and just blend it into the crease of your eye. I use a more natural color. It's so easy to blend. Just gonna start in the outer corner and make your way inward. For some highlight, with highlight, I like to use a brush to apply it. And I'm going to use the Patrick Ta. I think this is an eyeshadow brush, but I use it for highlight. I'm going to use the Dior palette. I take this like white color and this little like gold, and I'm just gonna put it on the tip of my nose and make your way upward like that. So kind of doing like an exclamation point. So I like to use a brush, but I'll also go in with my finger and I'll place it just where I did the blush. So place it right there. Okay, so now that our face is pretty much done, we're gonna focus on our eyes. Make sure you invest in a really great eyelash curler. I got this Shiseido eyelash curler off Amazon, and I'm just going to curl my eyelashes. And you're gonna see like it makes the biggest difference. Like, look at that already. Okay, so now that our eyelashes are curled, we're gonna go in with mascara. I'm gonna use the telescopic mascara. I've been using this since high school. It is the best mascara in the world. And when I apply my mascara, I try to look downward, the tips of my lashes. You can totally leave the makeup like this with mascara, but I love to go in with a little half lash. I use the Ardell Knotted Trios in the medium length, and I just applied 2 to the outer corners of my eye. Make sure when you take the lash out, do you see that strip of like clear glue? Remove that. Just the strip of the actual lash. Just dab it with some glue, just like that. Okay, so you can see I placed it right there. I feel like when you use a half lash, it just makes your lashes look just a little bit more fuller. Now that that is on, I'm gonna do the same to the other eye. Okay, so now that my lashes are on, I feel like the half lashes on the outer corners just give it a little more of like a fuller, natural look. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of a thinner tweezer, and I'm just going to actually clamp them into my natural lash line, just like that, so it looks a little bit more natural. Alright, so now to finish everything off with the lip combo, I'm gonna go in with the Rhode lip liner in the color Press, and I'll just go underneath my lips and above my cupid's bow. And I like to go in with a little bit of blush on my lips. I love this like reddish color. It blends really nicely and it looks like cohesive with the cheeks. So I'll just like put it in the center of my lips. I'm gonna use the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss in the color Sunshine Rays. This literally smells like a pina colada. I like it because it's clear and it really lets like the lip liner and the lip tint just like create its own color. We are almost done. Now for the very last step is a setting spray. I'm going to use the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray by e.l.f. Okay, so now we're just gonna spray our face. Really set it in and allow that to kind of just dry. Okay, so that is the finished makeup look. If you guys try this makeup look out or any of the products that I use, make sure to comment down below and let me know what you thought and how it came out. I obviously want to continue posting things that you guys want to see, so comment down below any video ideas or products you guys want me to try. And yeah, thank you so much for subscribing. I cannot wait to continue building a community on here and continue posting for you guys. I am on the road to 100 subscribers, so hopefully we can get there. And yeah, I hope you guys got to know me a little bit better in this video, and I hope you can take something away from this. But yes, thank you so much. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.